So, good morning to all. I am Dr. B.S. Praveen Kumar, faculty member in the Government Engineering College, Ramnagar. And today we will look into the session 6 of module 4 of the subject Elements of Mechanical Engineering for the second semester, that is 18 ME 25. So, coming to the belt drives, the mechanism which are used to transmit the required motion and power from one shaft to the other shaft are called as mechanical drives. These drives are extremely useful in automobiles, workshops, processing and transport industry. So the types of mechanical drives or various types of drives are belt and rope drives, chain drives, gear drives, rope drives and couplings. Coming to the belt drives, let us look at the various types of belts. The first one is a flat belt. It is mostly used in fabrication and workshop where moderate amount of power is to be transmitted. The distance between two pulleys is not more than 8 meters apart. So this is one of the most commonly used type of belt drives, and the limitation of this is that the distance between the two pulleys, that is driving and driven pulley, should not be more than 8 meters. And other common type of belt drive or belt is V belt. It is mostly used in factories, workshops where moderate amount of power is to be transmitted. The distance between the two pulleys are very nearer to each other, so it is not more than 1 meter or 1.5 meter. And here the shape of the V belt ensures the contact between the pulley and belt is more, and hence the frictional force is more than the flat belt. And in the case of V belt, the slip is less, so that the V belt can transmit more power compared to the flat belts. And then we have got other type of belt, that is a circular belt or rope belt. It is mostly used in factories and workshops where a greater amount of power is to be transmitted. The distance between two pulleys is more than 8 meters. So this is one. This is not that much common compared to the first two belts, that is flat and V belts. Coming to the various types of drives, in the belt drives we have got open belt drive and then cross belt drive. Look at here. This is the driving pulley and this is the driven pulley, and around this we have endless belt, and as this a driving pulley rotates in the clockwise direction, it pulls the belt from the tight side, so that the driven pulley also rotates in the clockwise direction, and the belt is pulled down and pushed to the up. And you can observe that the tension in the belt is not same in the top side and then bottom side. So the tension where the tension where the belt is having less is called as slack side, and the side in which the belt is having more tension, it is called as tight side. So from the tight side, the driver pulley pulls the driven pulley, and in the case of open belt drive, the direction of driver and driven pulleys are same. And the other type of the belt system is cross belt system. Cross belt system is used whenever you want to rotate the driven pulley in the direction opposite to that of the driving pulley. Look at here. Here the rotation of the driver is clockwise, whereas it is anti-clockwise. So this is possible by arranging the belt in the cross direction. And you can observe here also we have got tight side. We have got tight side, and also we have got slack side. So coming to the construction of the open belt drive, it is used it is used when the driven pulley is to be rotated in the same direction as the driving pulley. Construction. In this driving pulley pulls the belt on one side and drives it to the other side, so that the tension on pulled side will be more than the other side. The tension on the pulled side is known as tight side, and the other side is known as slack side. Coming to the cross belt drive, it is used whenever the driven pulley is to rotate in the opposite direction to that of the driving pulley. In cross belt drives, the belt bends into two different planes. It therefore wears rapidly, and however it rotates the driven pulley in the opposite direction. Coming to the concept of slip on the belt, we know that assuming a firm frictional grip between the belt and shaft, the motion of the belt and shaft take place. The rotation between the belt and pulley is possible because of the firm frictional grip, but sometimes frictional grip becomes insufficient. This may cause some forward motion of the driver without carrying the belt with it. This may also cause some forward motion of the belt without carrying the driven pulley with it. That means because of some reasons, maybe because of the speed or because of the load, there is possibility that the driver and the driven pulley, the driving or follower pulley, have got some slight independent motion where the pulleys rotate by not rotating the belts. So this individuals what is called the slip, and because of the slip, what happens, the power transmitting capacity decreases. In other words, we can say the ratio changes. So this is called a slip of the belt and generally expressed as the percentage. The result of the belt slipping will be reduce the velocity of the system. As the slip of the belt is common phenomena, thus the belt should never be used where a definite velocity ratio is important. So slip cannot be avoided in the case of a belt system. So don't recommend or don't use wherever a constant velocity ratio or torque is required. For example, in the automobiles. So this can be quantified by number of percentage. Let us see here. S1 is the percentage slip between the driver and the belt, and S2 percentage is the slip between the belt and follower. So S1 is between belt and driving, and S2 is between belt and driven pulley or follower. If the ratio is N2 by N1 is equal to D1 by D2, if we consider slip into account, then it is 1 minus S1 by 100 minus S2 by 100. So if we add up the S1 and S2, then we are going to get this equation, that is 1 minus S1 plus S2 divided by 100, and we assume that S1 plus S2 is equal to S, and then D1 by D2 is equal to 1 minus S by 100, so that what happens here, we will going to get a value less than 1, so that what happens, the ratio of N2 by N1 will be decreased. Otherwise it is N2 by N1 is equal to D1 by D2. By introducing what is called the slip, what happens, the ratio decreases. Coming to the other phenomena, that is creep. In most of the belts relative to the driving and driven pulley due to the unequal stretching of the two sides of the drive is known as creep. The motion of is known as creep. When the belt moves over the pulleys to transmit the power, the tension on the tight side is more than the tension on the slack side. As the belt material is elastic, it elongates more on the tight side than on the slack side, resulting in unequal stretching of the two sides of the drive. Therefore, length of the belt received by the driving pulley is more than the length that moves onto the driving pulley. Hence, the belt must creep back slightly uh, relative to driving pulley rim. On the other hand, the length of the belt received by the driven pulley is less than the length of the length that moves of the driven pulley. Hence, the belt must creep forward slightly relative to the driven pulley rim. The effect of the creep back on the driving pulley is slow downs the speed of the belt with respect to the driving pulley, and the effect of the creep forward on the driven pulley is to slow down the speed of the driven pulley. Thus, the net effect of slip is to reduce the speed ratio than the theoretically expected. Creep is due to elastic property of the belt. So the creep also results in reduction of the the ratio. So in order to take this creep into account, so N2 by N1, where N2 is the RPM of the driven pulley or follower, N1 is the RPM of the driving pulley. Similarly, D1 and D2, and capital E is the Young's modulus of the belt material, plus root of sigma 1 and sigma 2. So say here sigma 1 and sigma 2 are the stresses on the belt on the tight side and the slack side. So 1 is on the tight side and 2 is on the slack side. So the sigma 1 value is more compared to sigma 2 value, and E value for both the sides, it is same as the material is same. So when we get more value on the denominator and less value in the numerator, what happens? The ratio decreases less than 1. That means the speed decreases. This is how we can quantify the effect of creep in the belt drives. Coming to the other concept, that is velocity ratio. It is the ratio between the velocities of the driver and the follower are driven. It may be expressed mathematically as discussed below. Let D1 is the diameter of the driver, D2 is the diameter of the follower, N1 is the speed of the driver, N2 is the speed of the follower, of course in terms of RPM. Let the length that passes over the driver in 1 minute is pi dn. Similarly, the length of the belt that passes over the follower is pi d2 n2. This is circumference. Since the length of the belt that passes over the driver in 1 minute is equal to the length of the belt that passes over the follower in 1 minute, both are same. Therefore, pi d1 n1 is equal to pi d2 n2. And if we simplify, we are going to get a ratio that speed of the follower divided by speed of the driver is equal to diameter of the driver and then diameter of the follower, and this ratio is called as velocity ratio. So if we take thickness of the belt into account, then instead of just d1, it is d1 plus t and d2 plus t, where t for the both for the numerator and denominator are same, as the belt thickness is same for both slack and for the both driver and follower. So this is how we can express the ratio, velocity ratio for the belt drive system. Coming to the other type of belt, that is timing belt. We know that the gear drives are better than the belt drives because of some constraints. We cannot use the gear drives. For example, look at the picture of an IC engine. So here we have got various number of pulleys. Let us say one is the crankshaft, and the other one is maybe a lubricating oil pump, and other one is maybe a radiator, and other one may be for to operate the camshaft. So power from one pulley has to be followed to the all the various pulleys that are arranged in a irregular manner. Let us say irregular manner. Why? Because you cannot have the system, the position of the various components of the IC engine to make all the pulleys to come in a line, come in a horizontal line or vertical line. So the position of the pulleys depends on so many other factors which we cannot design to bring the pulleys in line. In that case, what happens? The gear drives cannot be used. If we attempt to use gear drives, then what happens? More number of gears coming to the picture. As the more number of gears coming to picture, what happens? Efficiency decreases. Under that case, we will go for a special belt called as a timing belt. It is a non-slip mechanical drive, and you can observe that here there are teeth on the belts, like in the case of gear drive. A toothed belt used to drive the cams with an internal combustion engine. A timing belt, it is also called as timing chain or cam belt, is a part of internal combustion engine that synchronizes the rotation of the crankshaft and then cams so that the engine valves opens and closes at a proper time during each cylinder intake and exhaust strokes. So this is how, since the presence of this teeth will ensure that there is no slip or non-slip conditions. It is as good as gear drives, and it is used for very special purpose. Such a belt is called as a timing belt. Coming to some of the advantages and disadvantages of the belts. Belts can be used when the center distance between the two shafts are larger. The speed can be varied by varying the diameter of the pulleys. That means the speed of the follower can be decided to increase or decrease by changing the size of the pulley with respect to the driver pulley. Simple in construction and operation, low operating cost, smoothness of operation and ability to absorb the shocks is possible due to elasticity of the belt. Coming to some of the disadvantages, belt drives are not efficient when the center distance between the two shafts is small. Due to the slip in belt drives, exact velocity ratio cannot be maintained. Only moderate power can be transmitted. The slip between the belt and the pulleys causes the driven pulley to rotate at a slower speed, thus reduces the power transmission. Belt drives are used to transmit power only between the parallel shafts. So these are the advantages and disadvantages. And coming to the MCQs, when the distance between the two pulleys are very near to each other, dash type of belt is recommended. A flat belt, V belt, a rope type, and anyone. So it is a V belt. Slip in the belt is due to area of contact between the belt and pulley, variation in tension in the pulley due to low friction due to high friction, and the answer is due to low friction. Velocity ratio in belt drives is given by N1 by N2, N2 by N1, D2 by D1, or N1 by D1. It is N2 by N1 is the correct one. Timing belt is used for longer distances, shorter center distances, high velocity ratio, and for non-slipping condition, and it is used for non-slipping condition. The cross belt drive results dash of driven pulley, higher RPM, opposite direction, same rotation, non-slipping. So it is in the cross belt. We know that driven pulley rotates in the opposite direction. So with this, session 6 is completed, and thank you very much.